So then how do we declare variables in Java? Well, a couple of things we need to note. We need to try to use naming rules for legal class identifiers. So obviously if it's illegal, it won't actually work. But also we need to follow naming conventions when possible. We declare variables in a way that includes the data type, the identifier, the assignment operator, and assigned value, and ending semicolon. So let me just jump in here and say, let's say I wanted to declare a variable for our 459 constant program. I could say int, which declares the data type, x, which is the variable name, is being assigned to, or 459 is assigned to x, and then we can print x. So I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to take this away and print x. And now I've declared that variable and assigned it a value. When I run the program, the same thing will happen, but I wanted you to see that particular variable assignment. What we have is the data type, the variable name, and the value being assigned to it. I can also do this, where I've declared the variable on this line and assigned it on this line. The same result occurs. Now, one thing you might be interested in is I can also put multiple variables of the same data type on the same line. So if I run this, it will still run. Y does not have a value. So just to show you that, I'm going to try to print out y, and we will see the results. What you'll get is the variable y may not have been initialized. And that's because y doesn't have a value yet, so it acts as a null value. And in that case, in fact, it doesn't act as a null value, it acts as no value at all. And so it returns nothing and causes an error in our program, right? So to make this program run, we need to assign y a value, and that's how that's going to look now, and you will see 459 and 2, because now we've assigned that. We can also do that on one line. So y equals 2, and then we can say, I don't know, z equals 300 or something, just to make everything go pretty when I run this. And this also works. So you see I've instantiated all variables, and then I've assigned a value here on line 6 to z independently of the other two. That's how we declare and initialize these values. Remember that the equal sign in Java is an assignment operator. So if you read a line like line 6, 300 is assigned to z. It's not asking the question, is z equals to 300? It's saying the value of the right is assigned to the value on the left. This initialization is the assignment made when declaring the value, right? So in this case, this is initializing the variable, right? Assignment is an assignment made after variable is declared. So for example, we've initialized z here, we've assigned the value here on line 6. And the associativity is the order in which operands are used with operators. So it's kind of important that we understand our PEMDAS rules, because those are followed in Java. So we can declare multiple variables of the same type in separate statements on different lines. This probably makes things less confusing than what I showed you to do. But when declaring variables of different types, so I can't say, for example, I cannot come in here and say int x459 y is equal to 2 double z. That will cause an error message, right? Because this should be a different line. I could do that, but basically I have a separate statement now. These must be declared as separate statements. So yeah, you must declare a separate statement for each type when you're doing different data types. And that's what we need to know about declaring variables.